Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Monday, the 17th of October. I'm Andrew Gagan. The US market closed lower on Friday as investors worried that persistent inflation will see the Fed maintain its aggressive rate hikes and potentially push the economy into recession. Equities initially opened higher before inflation expectations data worsened as fuel prices move higher. The S&P 500 losing around 2.5%, while the Nasdaq fell more than 3%. The big banks opened earnings season with profits sliding in the third quarter, with investment banking hit hard. However, the results were better than expected, which lifted their share prices. JP Morgan reporting a 17% drop in third quarter profit. Wells Fargo posting a 31% fall in profits, while Citi's profit fell 25% to $3.5 billion. Elsewhere, falling oil prices pushed energy stocks sharply lower, along with consumer stocks. And shares in Tesla went into reverse on reports that plans to begin battery production at its German plant have been put on hold. Well, British Prime Minister Liz Truss has fired her finance minister and scrapped parts of her government's unfunded tax cuts, saying, "I have acted decisively today because my priority is ensuring our country's economic stability. I want to be honest, this is difficult, but we will get through this storm." Well, the pound and British government bond prices tumbled on the news, with economists and investors saying her reversal of £20 billion of tax cuts is not enough. In the US, retail sales were unexpectedly flat in September as consumers cut back on big ticket items such as cars and household appliances. Retail sales increasing 8.2% year on year in September. However, core retail sales rose last month as wages and savings remained elevated. And consumer sentiment improved in October, but inflation expectations deteriorated. US Treasury yields moved higher, the 10-year rising above 4% and the 2-year up to 4.5%. And major currencies were weaker against the US dollar, with it hitting a 32-year peak against the yen, while the Aussie dollar fell below 62 US cents, having just climbed a little higher since then. Well, the local share market is set to begin the week sharply lower, with the ASX futures down 1.5%. And on the commodities front, oil prices continue to slide on Friday. Brent crude down more than 3% to finish the week more than 6% lower on the prospect of a global recession eroding demand, as well as a strong US dollar hurting oil. Iron ore futures rising slightly, while base metal prices were lower. Nickel down around 3%. And the gold futures price fell 1.7%, with spot gold down 3.5% for the week. And Bitcoin is holding above 19,000 US dollars. Now, looking ahead at on the data front locally, tomorrow we get RBA meeting minutes, Melbourne Institute leading index and job vacancies on Wednesday, the unemployment rate on Thursday, and overseas, Empire State Manufacturing Index, as well as New Zealand inflation data for Tuesday, inflation data out of the UK on Wednesday, and the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index on Thursday, as well as US third quarter earnings season, which picks up this week, with more than 60 S&P 500 companies reporting. Bank of America and Charles Schwab will begin the week, followed by Netflix, Johnson & Johnson, and Goldman Sachs. And later in the week, we'll hear from IBM, Tesla, United and American Airlines, AT&T, American Express and Verizon. And we'll see you again tomorrow.